Namaste. Today I will talk about Utkatasana, which is chair pose or fierce pose. Its benefits are kind of for the entire body, so it definitely strengthens our legs, it strengthens our abdominal wall, our back muscles, our chest, and our arms as you engage all of those in the pose. It helps with any issues with the digestive system because of the appliance of the Uddiyana Bandha. It is toning for the spine and toning for the abdominals, and it is really energizing because of the increased blood flow. It gives you a bit more energy, and it is a good exercise to do during warm-up, because you can hold it for 2-3 breaths and you really feel the energy coming into your through your body. So contraindications, any ankle, knee, hip or shoulder injury, if you feel that there's heat building up in any of those joints, or if you should stop doing the pose, or if you do know that you do have an injury, you should not be doing it. And back pain as well. If you suffer from any lower back pain, maybe see as you go, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. And also another thing is respiratory complications. So if you do have a problem with catching your breath, maybe don't go to chair pose, as it is fierce. It is really fierce, so it can make your breathing a bit more difficult. So maybe skip that one for a while until you get to a stage where you can breathe easily, and then you can go for it. So yeah, we're gonna go to the pose now. I have a block here because we will use it as one of the modifications. So we can start Utkatasana in forward bend. So we stand together in Samastiti, legs together, feet together, thighs engaged, glutes engaged, core tight, chest up, arms up and back and down. And we raise our arms up with an inhale, and exhale, we go to the standing down. Okay, you can use the block. And next thing we do is you bend your knees and you put your hands under your feet for a moment. Yes, and so what you do is your aim is to put your belly on your thighs, okay, and catch balance. Now, if you suffer from flat feet, you can step your feet hip distance apart, or if you're finding it difficult to grab the balance, if you're kind of wobbly from one side to another, you can also put your feet hip distance apart, just to make it easier for you. Otherwise, we have our feet together, and again, inhale up, exhale down, inhale, bend your knees. And what you're doing is, so you keep your back straight, yes? And then with an inhalation, we're gonna lift up, keeping our hands up as well, okay? So we're gonna inhale, and up, okay? So you don't want, now I'm arching the back, so what you do is you do this, and then the arch is gone, yep? So the back is straight, abs are in. If you can't have your arms along with your ears, you can always go to the front, and then, because you want your scapulas, you want your shoulder blades to be abducted, you don't want them together, you don't want to do this because you're creating an arch, so you want them like this, and then you can go down, and you can stay here. Engaging and really feeling the strength of the pose. Okay, so then inhale, come up. Now my face is red. Okay, so for modifications, what we can do is, so I said about the feet, you can put the feet hip width distance apart. Then you can use the block. You're using the block to engage the thighs or to engage your arms. So what you do is you put the block between your thighs, and again, then your hips, your feet are going to be hip width distance apart. And again, you up and down, bend your knees, yeah, and then inhale, lift up, create the straight back, and you really engage your thighs. Okay, and inhale, come up, and then you can use the block between your arms to feel the shoulder blades kind of staying together. Okay, it's not staying together, sorry, abducting, so staying away from each other. So again, put our feet together, and we can go down. We're really squeezing, oh, you can see, look, there, squeezing the block between your arms, between your hands. Okay, inhale up. Then few more modifications. So you can, if going that deep is it's not achievable yet, or not today, you can simply not go that far. So you can, again, depending if it's if you're only if you're a beginner, or if you're intermediate or advanced, that's how you modificate your posture. So for a beginner, you can simply just inhale, and you can lift up, and you can stay here if you have to. You can stay here as long as you're engaging everything, as long as you can engage your abs, engage your legs and your arms. Your fingers are separate, and they're really stretching. So that's this. And then if you really advance, you can go on your tippy toes, not on your tippy toes. So you balance your weight on the ball of your feet, on the balls of your feet. Okay, so again, you go to your chair. I'm going to keep my arms straight because it's going to be easier, especially with this option. And then you lift, and you stay in this pose again, going down. And this is your contra pose. You can stay in your forward bend. Another option is to start the pose from a chair, which I do not have handy, but what you do is, I have this, you can use this. It's not going to be that simple, but so what you do is you sit on a chair, and you get your alignment ready. Your arms pointing forward, you look forward, and what you do is you just lift up from there. Yeah. And you stay in your pose. And inhale up. Yeah, so this can go. So the most important part is, again, to make sure you're not rounding your spine. So when you're doing the pose, when you're in in it. You can, it's very good to start with looking in the mirror, because that's the only way you know that you are actually arching your back and that you're doing your asana properly. So you go up, you go down, sorry, and you can always just do, you can arch like this, and then the more you strengthen your arms up, the more that arch is gone and your back is perfectly straight. And you look forward or you look up towards your thumbs and stay in this position.